This market is upside down, and a whole bunch of people could end up underwater if the Canadian government doesn't do something soon. Yep, I'm going to admit it and fess up to say something that a real estate agent is never supposed to say. This market is out of control, and if something isn't done soon, only bad things can happen. And our overhyped market is about to get a whole ton worse if you don't go ahead and click the like button right now. And of course, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my next video. And if you want to get out of the Surrey or Fraser Valley real estate market before the bubble bursts, you can book a listing consultation with me right down below in the description with just a few simple clicks. And now on to the market, what's so wrong with it and what the government could do to help. First, let's talk about where we are and how we got here. Back in 2015, the Greater Vancouver real estate market took off. And at that time, the government blamed foreign buyers, money launderers, and real estate agents for the market doubling in just a couple of years. So they brought sweeping regulations into BC for foreign buyer taxes, vacancy taxes, speculation taxes, and agency reform. Each one of these measures brought in stopped the market for about a month at a time before it just took off again. And then in late 2019, something strange happened. Darth Vader and Dr. Evil unleashed an illness on the world that caused politicians to think that the best way to solve the world's money problems was to slash interest rates and to create as much cash as possible and just give it out to the public. And then as a result of all this free money floating around, and access to really cheap, not free money, people started buying homes, and then they started buying bigger homes, and then they started buying second homes. And as a result, home prices in many parts of the world, and my market here in Surrey, BC is no exception, well, they doubled again. Now, as a realtor publicly, I have to always say,
wow, what a great time to buy. Everything is great. Prices will always go up. Nothing can ever go wrong.
And in my market, unfortunately, outside of a little dip in late 2008 and 2009, that's been correct. But now, as a result of the dark side's influence on governments handing out money, now the market is going up way too fast, and it's getting to a spot where I must agree, I don't think it's sustainable. And to prove my point, I'm going to give you a real life example. In late 2020, just about a year ago, I sold this townhouse for $730,000 in my neighborhood in Cloverdale, setting at that time a record price. After all, just a handful of years earlier, I lived in that same townhouse complex. I bought that property for $354,000 and I sold it for $384,000. So in a 5 or 6 year window since I sold it, that property has doubled in value to a price that most people didn't think was sustainable. Well, just a couple weeks ago in late 2021, another unit sold in that complex for a number that you won't even guess, but I'm gonna let you try, so go ahead. What do you think it is? I mean, try, guess. No, really, we're talking 2009, 350, 2013, 385, 2020, 730, 2021. What do you think the selling price of that home was? Well, if you would have guessed in excess of $1.2 million, you'd be right. So let me be clear. Prices doubling every 10 to 15 years is totally normal. It's healthy and sustainable. Prices rising in excess of 60% in less than a year is not healthy. And I have to say, to be truthful and honest, if this continues, only bad things can happen. But there must be something that can be done to fix this problem, right? Well, short of someone developing a medication that would effectively stop politicians from handing out as much free money as possible just to win their next election, we can't. That's right. It's not blind bidding, steering, unconditional offers. It's not agents making a commission or foreign buyers, vacant homes, or money laundering criminals. The fact of the matter is that unless more homes come to the market here in Greater Vancouver and particularly my market of Surrey BC, bidding wars will continue until the whole thing goes bad. I mean, sure, we may be able to ease the pain a little bit by increasing density and making building a lot easier for developers through the municipalities, but even that wouldn't be an issue if the cost of borrowing money was more. That's right. I'm going to suggest that if the government would just start increasing interest rates slowly, I'm talking a quarter point every 6 months for the next 2 years, supply would come rushing back to the market because less people would be interested in looking at real estate as an investment. So thankfully, to fix all this, the Bank of Canada just got their new mandate from the finance minister. And in that mandate, they have been told to keep interest rates as low as possible, and that the housing crisis is, quite frankly, not their problem. You heard that right. The Bank of Canada has been told by this current government to keep interest rates low as possible for as long as possible, probably to help service their new government pandy debt. And now governments at all levels are left scrambling, looking for band-aids to put on this country's broken arm of a housing market. So yes, in conclusion, it is unpopular to say coming from my industry. I do think that the current government could now possibly be causing a real estate bubble that they will eventually have to pop when they increase interest rates too late and too fast, just like what happened in 1981 and 82, because that's the real issue. If they started increasing interest rates now, we would be all right. However, in 1982, they waited way too long and increased them too fast. They did the exact same thing in 2008. And unfortunately, I didn't believe this, but I could see it happening again. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you need help navigating the crazy Surrey and Fraser Valley marketplace, you can book a call with me right down below in the description. Check out a playlist while you're here on the channel, and we'll see you in a couple of days.